Good afternoon and welcome to Nonsense Talk News. I am Pallab Ghosh with you. A landmark judgment by Calcutta High Court. A division bench of Calcutta High Court headed by Justice Debangshu Basak has cancelled the entire 2016 School Service Examination or SSC Recruitment panel. Entire panel stands cancelled. I will be coming to the news shortly, but before that I want to take you through the salient features of today's order. One, as I said, entire 2016 SSC recruitment panel stands cancelled. Two, over 23,753 people will lose their jobs. Three, a new panel to be set up within 15 days which will look into the developments subsequently. And fourth, perhaps the most deadliest of all this, those found guilty of manipulating and getting the job by bribing, by entering into corruption, will have to pay their salary with an interest in retrospect. Now this is something. This is really a big punishment and perhaps the most befitting for those who manipulated to get job, who bribed to get job, who didn't even think of those deprived people who were in tears. They sat in protest in scorching sunny afternoon, in rains, in chilling cold, even during Durga Puja. They sat at Maidan protesting against what had happened with them. Every time the media went to talk to them, they were in tears. They couldn't control their tears because they were the one who were qualified, who had cleared the exams. But they didn't get the job because they couldn't pay the bribe, the kickback to the men in the administration. And we all know that former Education Minister Partho Chatterjee is in custody for the irregularities that took place during his tenure. Many others along with him. It's not just Partho Chatterjee alone. There are many who will subsequently come under the net. If I may take you through this case, if I may jog your memory, then this case first came up during the regime of former Justice of Calcutta High Court, Abhijit Ganguly, who not only took the conviction to stand beside the deprived people, but he said he will see an end to it. And he did. He kept his promise and he cancelled the jobs of those who manipulated the recruitment exam. But due to some political compulsion, he had to give up. Now, of course, he is former justice and he is contesting the 2024 Lok Sabha elections for BJP from Tomlu constituency in West Bengal. So immediately after the judgment, the reaction from Justice Ganguly was very natural and he complimented Justice Basak and said this judgment was inevitable. Those who deprived the qualified, the worthy people of their jobs should be dealt in such way. He said those who had manipulated the jobs should face the music. But there are certain aspects that should be taken into consideration also. Being election time, and we all know, government servants, teachers, they all become a part of the election commission and they are sent for election duties. So if 23,753 people are taken back, then how will the election in West Bengal take place? Because this is just the beginning of the elections in the country. Argument's sake, I understand new people will be recruited. I understand new people will be pushed into action. But is it possible practically? Because new people will first be recruited, then they will have to go through the workshop that usually takes place before much ahead of elections. And even if, for the argument's sake, I accept that they are given the training, they are taught all the aspects of how to conduct elections and everything, is it possible for them to jump into action overnight without prior experience or a training? Now that's a big question. Another question that of course is being raised, and as I said, that's the deadliest, that's the paying the salary with an interest in retrospect. Well, whenever such judgment comes, it's an umbrella judgment in layman terms. That is because it includes good and bad both. But we expect court will definitely listen to those who are genuine, who were honest. And as the court said, that it will go through the OMRs. And perhaps when I am talking to you, court is actually going through the OMRs and marking those who had manipulated, because those who had manipulated the OMRs will fall under this punishment and they will have to pay the salary with an interest in retrospect. But lastly, this is the sad situation, pathetic situation of the state, because West Bengal Chief Minister, who was campaigning for a candidate, said that she will challenge the decision in Supreme Court. She said that it's unfortunate because over 23,000 people will lose their jobs, and she is unable to understand why this is being done. She, as usual, targeted it as vindictive politics. But Mamata Banerjee couldn't see the tears of those who are deprived, who are sitting at Maidan for months and months. Mamata Banerjee can't see the woes, the plight of those who qualified the exams but couldn't get the job because they couldn't pay the kickback, couldn't pay bribe to the administration. But that is something which is very perennial with this government actually. This government is always in defiance with anything that goes wrong against Trinamool and West Bengal state government. We had seen this during Park Street gang rape when she called it Choto Ghatona petty incident. We had seen this when she transferred investigating officer Damayanti Sen, an honest officer, to exile posting for pronouncing that Park Street gang rape is real. And recently we had seen in Sandesh Khali, where she called the entire incident as fake and preferred to stand beside goons like Sheikh Shah Jahan. In such a situation, a reaction from Mamata Banerjee, not understanding why Justice Basak or Calcutta High Court was compelled to take this decision, is very natural. Because till date she is unable to pronounce that irregularities, corruption did take place in teachers' recruitment scam. Well, this is a building up story, and every day there will be news on this, and I will try to keep you posted. Before summing up, compliments to Justice Debangshu Basak for pronouncing this and showing the mirror to those who had manipulated the recruitment exam and deprived the qualified. And lastly, and not the least, of course, always we are thankful to people like Abhijit Ganguly, who stood beside these helpless people at the first instance and said he will see an end to this. This is Pallav Ghosh signing off for Non-Stop News on a very happening afternoon in Kolkata, West Bengal.